All right, at this time, I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Board of Education of August 20th, 2025 to order at 6 p.m. Andrea, can you call the roll, please?
Andrea Dalzadi here. Allison Downs. Here. Tina Iwanio.
Here.
Stephanie Fiore.
Here.
Maureen Cloninger.
Here.
Ina Sada.
Here.
Jennifer Ziegler.
Here.
Also in attendance, we have Dr. Kartsmas, Dr. Stavro, Dr. Leva, Ms. Manganello, Mr. Humbles, Mr. Groby, Mr. Moranto, Ms. Grolke, Ms. Howlett, Mr. Amsler, Ms. Sendelbach, Ms. Fischels, Ms. Melioni, Ms. Fassler, and Ms. Bulow.
Okay, we have a quorum. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So before we get started with the regular meeting, sorry, I know we just did this whole no surprises thing, but on behalf of the board, we would like to officially welcome Dr. Kartsmas. We'd officially on behalf of the Schiller Park District 81 Board of Education, I would like to officially welcome you, Dr. Kartsmas, to your new role as superintendent. In the past few weeks, you have already begun to shine in your position. Our recent board retreat was nothing short of spectacular. We started with the ISB workshop, Starting Right, and together we reviewed and established board protocols and goals. While the work was intense, you made the experience engaging, fun, and inviting. That weekend also gave us a chance to get to know each other better, even learning things we hadn't known before. In addition, you have warmly welcomed both new and veteran staff, and you have been present to greet our families back into the schoolhouses. We are truly excited for what lies ahead under your leadership, and we look forward to working along you as we continue to build our team of 9. That was an ongoing joke at our board retreat, with you and our new administrative team. Welcome, Dr. Kartsmas.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been an incredible start to the school year, but we totally have to thank the administrative team. It has been a wonderful first day today. We were very pleased to welcome our staff back, and today was just an outstanding day. So thank you to everyone in our organization. They couldn't have run more smooth. So we hope you enjoyed the photos that we posted, and we can't wait for day 2 tomorrow. So thank you so much for the warm welcome. I'm really excited to join the team and to lead the district. So thank you. Excited to work alongside you.
Yep, thank you. All right. So first, we'd like to entertain a motion that the Board of Education establish the consent agenda as presented. Any questions, comments, concerns? Okay, seeing none, Andrea, can you call the roll, please?
Downs.
Yes.
Iwanio.
Yes.
Fiore.
Yes.
Cloninger.
Yes.
Sada.
Yes.
Ziegler.
Yes.
Dalzadi, yes.
Okay, motion passes. I'd like to entertain a motion that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda. Any questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, Andrea, can you call the roll, please?
Downs.
Yes.
Iwanio.
Yes.
Fiore.
Yes.
Cloninger.
Yes.
Sada.
Yes.
Ziegler.
Yes.
Dalzadi, yes.
Motion passes. There were no items removed, so we'll go to the next item, which is public participation. So welcome, Kathy Weena.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Weena. I'm a 7th grade teacher at Lincoln Middle School. But tonight I'm here on behalf of the Teachers Union, the Schiller Park Education Association. So on behalf of SPIA, it is my honor to welcome our new superintendent, Dr. Melissa Kartsmas. For many of us, this is not something new to us, but she is a colleague who already has part of our district's story. So this is just a new chapter. Having served both as a teacher and a principal, we understand our students, our schools, our teachers, the challenges and triumphs that we experience every day here in District 81. So that experience gives us great confidence as we begin this next chapter together. You know firsthand the dedication of our educators and we know that you share our commitment to putting the students at the center of every decision. We look forward to work alongside you as true partners for listening and learning and building on the strong foundation you already helped create. Together, we will continue to make our schools places where our teachers are supported, families feel welcome, and students thrive. We are honored for you leading our district.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Sarah Golke. I'm the principal at Kennedy. And on behalf of our admin team, I want to take a moment to recognize and celebrate our new superintendent, Dr. Kartsman. Although she officially began her role on July 1st, you would never know that she's new. Melissa has stepped into this position with such confidence, calm, and clarity that she makes the hard work of leadership look easy, though we all know that it is anything but. What has stood out the most to us in these first few weeks is her support. As school leaders, we are navigating the many moving pieces that come with opening our schools. Melissa has been present, encouraging, and deeply understanding of the challenges and opportunities that come with our work. Her steady guidance and genuine care have already made a significant difference. It's not just the decisions she makes, but the way she leads, with a listening ear, a thoughtful approach, and a clear commitment to what is best for our students, staff, and families. She has always been someone that we know we can count on in every way. Melissa, we are so grateful for your leadership, your partnership, and the way you have already begun to shape a positive path forward for our district. We are proud to stand alongside you, and we're so excited for what lies ahead.
That's so sweet. Thank you. I mean, let's just adjourn the meeting.
Because really, you don't need us to approve any of this stuff, right?
That's so sweet. Thank you.
So, it's always fun to celebrate everything in District 81, but it's fun to celebrate you today. So up next is the principal's reports.
Video. So I think this month you'll see enclosed in the packet, the principals have honored those. There's no presentation today, but in your packets you'll see those staff members who are committed and dedicated to our district. We were really proud, obviously, to welcome our new staff to District 81, but we're also really excited to celebrate milestone years. So we have many district employees who are starting a milestone year, whether it be their 5th year, their 10th year, 15, 20, 25. And so Kathy took some wonderful pictures of them on our first Institute Day and posted them on our website and on Facebook. And we're just so proud of the commitment and the dedication. So we want you to just take a look at the principal report in the packet and just congratulations to those who've chosen District 81 as their professional home, and they've dedicated so many years of service. I think our speaker said collectively, right, over hundreds of years of experience. So many have gone to school in District 81, continued to work in District 81, and it's exciting to think that we're teaching the next generation of teachers that will be, leading students in these classrooms. So take a look at it. We're really excited to celebrate those members of our organization who truly are dedicated many, many years of service to our students and our families. And then the example of excellence.
Yes. Yeah, I like the paper you had where it had like each mascot on there. That was so cute.
Okay, so Stacy and I are here to talk about the new teacher induction program. Mel and I were trying to look back to see exactly when it started, somewhere between 17 and 19 years ago. But before that, we started with a company that came in and trained all the mentors at Lincoln. And from the NCLB conference, we decided to do more of the train-the-trainer. So we started the new program, which we will show you about. Okay.
Awesome.
So what it looks like in District 81, it does all of these things. but mostly it helps them collaborate on their teams. It helps them build relationships between the mentor and mentor to the point where a lot of them become best friends or even move into an apartment together. It just encourages that professional growth. It allows our new teachers to adapt to the change. So when they go into their first day, they're not so nervous. They know what to expect because their mentors have walked them through what the first day looks like and what to do on the first day, pretty much step by step. It helps with classroom management because a lot of teachers go in knowing what to do in the classroom. And then the educational quality goes up because our teachers know what to teach because they have all the routines already in place. So we are really proud of our professional development here.
Also, it connects to our strategic plan because it is not a one-size-fits-all program. We really try, and especially this year, we'll show you a little bit later, to individualize our new teacher induction this year to really target each person's role, school, subject area, or team that they work on. It also allows our returning staff members to grow in their leadership, providing them with mentorship experiences that allow them to grow in their skill set as well. We do not just stop with our mentors. We have many layers of support in SD 81 for our new teachers, which has grown just since I've been in district as well. Donna and I are the mentor coordinators, but we also have building coordinators. Rosanna Marzik is at Kennedy, Layla Torlo is at Washington, and Rula Karasabasian is at Lincoln. They also serve as our instructional coaches. So all of our new teachers are kicked off with new teacher induction, which is a 4-day intensive we'll get into in just a second, to start them off ready for success. There they meet a personal mentor who's on their grade level or team that they can connect with monthly, weekly, anytime they need to across the hall. Give them a one-on-one person to connect with. From there we have new faculty building meetings, which are more frequent at the start of the year and then phase out to about once a month as they get more comfortable and some of those heavy things from the start of the year phase out. Instructional coaches now work heavily with all first-year teachers in the district for 6-week cycles all year long. From there, they also have their grade level or department team that they meet with weekly for common plan. And of course, we as administration are always here to support our new staff members too.
So who was in the program this year? We were lucky to train 21 new staff members and 4 interns or student teachers. A couple of years ago, we started bringing the student teachers in so that they could get feel that sense of team and feel that sense of not just walking in the first day and being lost. So they get to know some of the people in their building, they get to know their admin, which makes it a lot easier for them.
So day 1 of new teacher induction kicked off with a breakfast and then a very warm welcome from Dr. Kartzimis. Her speech, I do have a video of it here, and I do think it's nice for you all to hear because what she said is really what we stress, that we're a family, that we're here to support each other, and we really are a true community. So I think her speech captured that very nicely. Before we play that, there's also, I wanted to show some of the artwork that our teacher, Annie Rowland at Kennedy, did to welcome the staff members in front of the building. We wanted them to know from the second they walked in that they were being welcomed with open arms.
I was wondering who did the art. Very, very cute.
Our educational journeys in Schiller Park, District 81, and we love it. It's our home. We hope that you find it to be your home as well, and we hope you know that each one of us is committed to your success. So not only do you have your fabulous mentors at your table that you see, you have our mentor committee, you have our administrators that we truly mean it when we say that we're here for you and we're here to support you every day. We want you to be successful. Thank you to the committee. You planned a wonderful 4 days of new teacher onboarding, but it doesn't just stop after these 4 days. This program is ongoing and it will provide you with support throughout your entire first year. So we hope you know that this entire program planned out and implemented by our mentor coordinators is here for you. So there are no silly questions. Lean in, learn, ask questions, and get to know each other, because it's the relationships that take place with this group that will carry you forward here this first year and in your career in Schiller Park. Something that you'll hear us say often is that relationships first, and then everything else follows. We are a small, family, rooted in relationship district, and we really mean it. So we want you to form meaningful relationships with this new group, with all of us, with your students and your families. Another mantra that you'll hear often is all kids are our kids. It's not necessarily the students on your roster or in your classes. We truly believe that for our students in Schiller Park to be successful, it's a collective responsibility. It's all of us working together for them to be successful. And when you're successful as educators and teachers, our students are successful. So we thank you for coming here. Thank you for being here today to kick off an amazing week. I feel the energy. You're already part of something special here. So welcome to Schiller Park.
You were taking a video.
That was really nice.
Very nice.
And then we just kicked off with some group photos, so you can see a lot of our new teachers here. We have some more smiling faces here as well. And then day one continued just with some admin introductions so that they could connect the faces to the names, some icebreakers to make them build those relationships and have more personal connections. Our district office gave a presentation, and our SPIA representatives gave a presentation, and then Mr. Holmes also had all of the technology ready to go, so we were able to get all of our staff members logged in and grouping with their technology right away. And you can see some feedback about that from our first year teachers this year as well.
We do a survey at the end of the 4 days with both mentors and mentees so that we can use that feedback to make adjustments for the next year.
Another highlight of our first day, our mentees took a bus tour of the district. They got to visit Kennedy, Lincoln, and Washington. And during that time, we had our mentors stay for training. Don and I spoke about kind of expectations for mentorship and how to be a successful mentor to our new teachers during that time. And then there's just some fun snapshots of the bus tour where they visited different buildings. But I think going to all 3 buildings allowed them to learn about our innovations and kind of where our approach came from with all of those innovations. We did touch a lot on how our remodels were all done with a student-centered approach in mind. So I think it's important for all of our new staff members to have that mindset and understanding of our 3 buildings before they begin.
Did they all have to go down the slide?
You'll see later. And then day 1 ended with one of our favorite activities that Mrs. Maglione has led for many years of new teacher induction called Find Your Marigold, where she talks about how marigolds help you flourish and bloom, and walnuts do the opposite. So
They're toxic.
They're toxic. So she encouraged our teachers to find their marigolds and the people that are there for them, which hopefully all of us on the committee and all the people in the room will be throughout the year. And then we couldn't stop there. We have to honor all of the years that Mrs. Maglione has dedicated to the mentor program throughout the year. So you can see on the bottom right, we gave her a large bouquet of marigolds for all of her service throughout her tenure in Schiller Park. On day 2, teachers went back to their individual schools and got more of a deep dive on specific school tours, routines and procedures, environmental expectations, and specific curriculum to their grade level or their department, so that they really felt comfortable knowing what's expected and what to do on the first days of school. And then just some feedback you can read there from some of our teachers from day 2. But overall, I think I love seeing it. It just helps me know a little bit more about what actually happens in my school. That's the goal. And sometimes you don't think about, they do need to know where the kids line up, and all of those things that are seem little and like day-to-day tasks to us are all brand new to them. So adding that in is helpful. Lincoln also gave a really nice presentation on co-teaching styles, which the new teachers had great feedback about. A lot of new teachers have never done co-teaching before, so that was something that the Lincoln team added in this year, and we received nice feedback from that too. A big change that we made from the past was we are always trying to, like Donna said, take our feedback and improve the program. And we were noticing that a lot of our monthly topics that we did before didn't really apply to our special education team. So we worked with Dr. Leava quite a bit and some of her special education teachers to develop a different program for days 2 and 3 for teachers who are on our special education team, including working with Holly McCarthy, who is a behavioral analyst. And they focused on specific topics like caseload, scheduling, data collections, behavior intervention plans, and the feedback was enormously positive from our special education staff there.
Okay, and then days 2 and 3, we got deep into the math and reading curriculum so that teachers knew kind of like what each day looks like using the program. And then same thing, our special ed staff work together on developing and looking through the IEPs, and then looking at those goals that are possible for the kids on their caseload. And then same thing on day 3, they did a deep dive into our curriculum, and then mentors helped them develop first week plans, so this week and then next week, so that they were already prepared and just had to go back and look through things. We spent the first 3 days doing get to know you games and trying to build that relationship. So, that's what we focus on. If you have relationships with your kids, they're going to learn better when they trust you. So that worked out really well. And then on day 4, we did a memory box. We were given one at Kennedy one year. I'm not sure. I think Melissa gave it to everyone. And that was something that was truly great because I have a box full of cards, pictures from admin, staff, superintendents. So that's always great.
Flying through it.
We'll go faster, Eric. We get the hint.
All right, so this is just more of that building. Yeah. And then, of course, we have to celebrate because, 4 days of learning is really hard at the beginning, and there's so much information for them to take in. So this is us celebrating in each building, which was really cool. And then we got
They all were offered the opportunity, only some accepted.
those who didn't go down the slide will have to be the mascot. You don't know that yet.
I'm saying to tell it after.
Okay. And then this is us. All the important people of the district. And then here's just some feedback from them.
And I think this is actually feedback from our new teacher cohort last year. So what I wanted to show you is how on the gray side, that was their feedback after new teacher induction, and then on the white side, it's at the end of the year, the survey we sent, and you can see how much the feedback deepens and how much the verbiage changes. From just, I really enjoyed the week to, communication was fantastic. I felt this bond, growth, personal connection. So it's a lot to read through, but I think you can get an idea of how that really changes throughout the year. And then we don't stop with new teacher induction. Every month there are meetings and topics that are thought out ahead of time to prepare our teachers for upcoming events and dates as well.
So like we kind of talked about at the beginning, it's very personalized. We want to make sure, because we get teachers who may have taught a couple years in another district and teachers who are right out of college. So we want to pair them up with a mentor that is going to work with them. We give that support to all staff. And we just give them that guidance that they need. Kind of like Melissa said in her speech, if they fail, we fail. And so we do everything we can to make sure that our teachers, our new teachers, and even second year and third year teachers, we want to make them succeed. We don't want anybody to fail, just like our kids. And then this is just, it was a great 4 days. I at least looked into, or talked with all of our first years at Washington, and all of them had a great first day. They knew where to go. They knew where to line their kids up for lunch. So, it's just the little things that, are hard the first time you get into a classroom. They don't teach you all of that in college, so it's nice to have someone to help you through it. Any questions?
No, that's great. Thank you for sharing. It's really nice to see, there's a lot of talk about how we wrap our arms around our new staff and help them grow and develop. So it's really nice to see a detail like that. So thanks for sharing. All right, up next is board business. The Triple I Conference is November 21st through 23rd. I think Melissa indicated that we're all registered and ready to go. So
Looking forward to it.
yeah, us too. There is a sign-up sheet floating around for the IASB West Cook Division meeting, September 30th at 5:30. And this one's at Elmcrest, and Victor Gomez, the Teacher of the Year from Leiden, is going to be presenting. So should be really good. Old business information, there's none. So new business information, we have the tentative 25-26 budget.
All right, so in August, we always go over just the tentative budget with as much information as we currently have available. And I know we briefly talked about this, or well, not briefly, but in depth, talked about this in Fourth Street, so I'll keep this nice and brief. We first like to talk about the prior year to get some sense of what happened and what it looks like before our primary audit that comes in November. And we always like to show, the money that we get as a district, what percent of it comes from where. So obviously the bulk of it comes from our levy, which is 63% as of last year. And then just one thing to note specifically is we did get the Rosemont TIP money, which you can see as a large portion of our percentage of revenues. And then another thing to note, just that the state EBF is also a very significant part, and with interest rates still high, that becomes a larger part of our revenue. And then with that, on the other side of things are the expenditures. Being a service-oriented educational school district, most of our actual expenditures are salaries and benefits for our staff. Having, I think, around 230 total staff. Most of our spending comes out of our educational fund. We do have our O&M fund, which includes our custodial maintenance staff, also any sort of repairs. That was about 7% of the total expenditures last year. And then we have our debt, so referendum and bonds for Washington, plus some for the renovations over at Kennedy. Transportation as another large, as we need to get the students to and from schools, whether it's here or to an outsourced school, safely. And then we have smaller funds such as Social Security, IMRF fund, capital projects, which are fairly low in the years because our buildings are new and renovated. 21st century learning facilities that we did over at Kennedy and Washington, and then back when this was built in 2011. So yeah, that's just a brief overview of the expenditures for next year. Kind of what I talked about, but a little bit more in depth now. On the revenue side, just some things to point out. Our CPPRT, which is our corporate property replacement tax, basic tax on businesses for school districts, decreased last year as we got about a week ago our numbers for this year. It looks like that went up just about 2%, so it's finally stabilized over the last few years, which is nice to have that consistency. Our levy, we always levy consistent with where we need certain funds, whether that's by fund or to hit our cap being in Cook County. And then investment earnings from last year, we were sitting just about 4%. The Fed still holding steady on rates as of the moment. We're looking like we're going to have pretty significant investment earnings, around 4% of cash balances for this year too. On the expenditure side, we always budget for having a full staff, but some positions are very difficult to fill, whether it's services, special ed, or legals. We always make sure that we have those within the budget itself, and we're always trying to look for the best candidates to fill those positions. Our O&M and transportation staff, we have significant efficiencies in there, whether that's it being a new building and having new HVACs that need minimal repair, just preventative maintenance, along with our brand new bus leases, so minimal repairs for those. And then just having our custodial staff also be our bus drivers. The biggest thing for that is something that you don't see on the budget, but it's something that we like to talk upon, and that's just having a smiling face, a face that the kids know in the building, a face that the kids see in and out, whether it's now going to and from their homes, but also down the hallway to get a drink of water. It's nice to see a familiar face that's bringing you to and from school, but also in the school building themselves. And then just having these newly renovated and built schools, we have very minimal capital projects expense. And this year, the only thing that we did during the summer were the 2 small term areas over at Kennedy and Washington. So Public Act 1020895 basically just discusses that districts should disclose cash reserve balances on operational funds. Just for transparency, we always do our total fund balances that are unaudited as of June 30th, the end of our fiscal year, and those you can see above. And then PA 1030394, which is also Senate Bill 1994, basically requires districts to calculate the combined annual average expenditures on operational funds for the prior 3 fiscal years and then present such at a board meeting. So we have that above. So we have fiscal year 23, 24, and 25 expenditures. If you average those together, you get that amount, the $20,812,978. If you take our fiscal year 25 pending fund balances for our operational funds, and you take that and divide out the average expenditures, you get something called the Miller ratio, which is just the fund balances divided by the average expenditures. And if that number ends up being 2.5 or greater, you have to do a reserve reduction plan. Ours is 1.36, so that plan is not. And then we always like to talk about our estimated financial profile. This is part of our audit, but it's nice to see roughly where we're going to land. In all the categories besides the long-term debt, we are at the highest ranking because of the Washington project and the bonds that are outstanding for renovations. We're slowly getting better in the last category for long-term debt as we're paying down the debt. But at the moment and for the near future, we're looking like all the 4 top categories will continue to be something that will earn us financial recognition in the short term and hopefully long term future. And then just to talk about the tentative budget that you guys have in your board packet, like every year, as part of the board's policy and just goals is to maintain a balanced budget. And that's something that we're able to do again for fiscal year 26, given the information that we have. Part of that budget being balanced is having $350,000 in capital projects expenses. That is for the turf projects. As that summer work gets done, it kind of depends on whether that's going to be invoiced in June or July. So this year we end up getting invoices in July and moving forward, so that ends up being part of this fiscal year. And then we always budget just a little bit extra just in case little things come up that we need to take care of. Also, one thing that we need to note is that there was a 24% increase in insurance premiums from our insurance providers for our medical. So that's something that we're definitely keeping our eye on. That's something that we definitely are including in our budget, and it's something to note, and it's something that we will look towards stabilizing in the future. And then our levy. So as you guys all know, the second distribution of taxes in Cook County have yet to be released. Because of that, we also don't know our final levy amounts and rates for the levy that we passed last December. When that number does come in, we're hoping that it comes in before we have to do our final budget in September for your guys' approval. But we're hoping that that comes in so that we can give you a better idea of what that levy total will look like. And then our CPRT number for this fiscal year came in at $877,000. That was a roughly 2% increase from the prior year. Our EBF, we're a Tier 1 district. We actually got $391,000 in new tier funding because of the allocations from the state. And then just interest, because we do cash flow laddering, we have our investments that are laddered out through this school year that are already at a fixed amount. So we can kind of anticipate where our interest is going to come as part of our budget. And we do that through PMA, and we're looking at about $12.3 million there. And then the final budget, as we get more information, we tweak it just a little bit to make it as precise as possible. That gets submitted for the board's approval in the September meeting. And always, if there's any questions, don't hesitate to email Melissa or I, and we will, if there's any updates that are significant, obviously we'll let you guys know in September. But besides that, we're not anticipating anything significant.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Pasquale.
That was much better today.
Now we're moving on to new business action. I'd like to entertain a motion that the Board of Education approve press policy issue 119 as presented. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Nope. Seeing none, Andrea, can you call the roll, please?
Downs?
Yes.
Iwanio?
Yes.
Fiore?
Yes.
Cloninger?
Yes.
Sada?
Yes.
Ziegler?
Yes.
Delzati, yes.
Motion passes. I'd like to entertain a motion that the Board of Education approve the Schiller Park District 81 Health Insurance Plan Renewal as presented. Okay, any questions, comments, or concerns? Okay, Andrea, can you call the roll, please?
Downs?
Yes.
Iwanio?
Yes.
Fiore?
Yes.
Cloninger?
Yes.
Sada?
Yes.
Ziegler?
Yes.
Delzati, yes.
Motion passes. I'd like to entertain a motion that the Board of Education approve the District 81 Emergency and Crisis Response Plan as presented.
I'll second.
Any questions, comments, concerns? Okay, seeing none, Andrea, can you call the roll?
Downs?
Yes.
Iwanio?
Yes.
Fiore?
Yes.
Cloninger?
Yes.
Sada?
Yes.
Ziegler?
Yes.
Delzati, yes.
Motion passes. I'd like to entertain a motion that the Board of Education approve the 25-26 Board of Education protocols as presented.
I'll move.
Okay. These were just the protocols that we did over our retreat, and they'll be posted to the website.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Are there any other questions, comments, or concerns?
Nope.
Nope. Nope. Andrea, can you call the roll, please?
Downs?
Yes.
Iwanio?
Yes.
Fiore?
Yes.
Cloninger?
Yes.
Sada?
Yes.
Ziegler?
Yes.
Delzati, yes.
Motion passes. I'd like to entertain a motion that the Board of Education approve the 25-26 Board of Education goals as presented.
I'll move. I'll second.
Okay. Andrea, can you call the roll, please?
Downs?
Yes.
Iwanio?
Yes.
Fiore?
Yes.
Cloninger?
Yes.
Sada?
Yes.
Ziegler?
Yes.
Delzati, yes.
Motion passes. I'd like to entertain a motion that the Board of Education approve the 25-26 Board of Education regular meeting dates, location, and time as presented.
I'll move.
Okay, any questions, comments, or concerns?
What was that 1 month we had to change the date?
We didn't change it.
We didn't change it. We didn't? No.
I don't think so.
So this year, we're going to host one board meeting at Kennedy in October, and then we'll host one board meeting at Washington in April. So all the other dates are still the third Wednesday of the month at 6 p.m.
All right, so we'll be taking a road show. All right. Andrea, can you call the roll, please?
Downs,
Yes.
Iwanio,
Yes.
Fiore,
Yes.
Cloninger,
Yes.
Sada,
Yes.
Ziegler,
Yes.
Delzadi, yes.
Motion passes. Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion that the Board of Education approve the Board of Education committees as presented.
I'll move.
Okay, any questions, comments, or concerns? Those will also be posted, all this will probably be posted to the website, I assume. All right, Andrea, can you call the roll, please?
Downs,
Yes.
Iwanio,
Yes.
Fiore,
Yes.
Cloninger,
Yes.
Sada,
Yes.
Ziegler,
Yes.
Delzadi, yes.
Motion passes. I do not believe we have executive sessions tonight, so we'll skip over that. So I'd like to entertain a motion that the Board of Education approve the personnel report for the month of August as presented.
I'll second that.
Okay, any questions, comments, concerns? Nope, seeing none. Andrea, call the roll.
Downs,
Yes.
Iwanio,
Yes.
Fiore,
Yes.
Cloninger,
Yes.
Sada,
Yes.
Ziegler,
Yes.
Delzadi, yes.
Okay, motion passes. All right. I don't see any second public participation, so we'll skip. All right, I'm sure after a long day of welcoming students back, you guys will all be happy that I'd like to entertain a motion that the Board of Education adjourn the regular board meeting at 6:45-ish. Andrea, call the roll, please.
Downs,
Yes.
Iwanio,
Yes.
Fiore,
Yes.
Cloninger,
Yes.
Sada,
Yes.
Ziegler,
Yes.
Delzadi, yes.
Okay, motion passes, meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Have a great day tomorrow and the rest of the week.
It was?